am Sekhmet. I am Sekhmet. I am the lioness. I am the liren. I am the feline. I am the lineage of the lion codes. I know these codes live in my belly, in my sun, in my soul. The soul, they live and they find their way to roar to us when we are ready. In perfect and divine timing. Not a minute sooner, not a moment too late. You are on time. You are precisely on time, beloved. And it is my honor to open up the space with the flame, the fire energy, as we are now in the fire frequencies and weeks of the inner sanctum, Solar Matic Trinity. And with today's transmission coming directly from Sekhmet herself, we are going to be addressing the dominance program and having an activation, clearing and an activation at the end of this transmission. And there are many, many allies that are already working their way into this space, one of them being sage. I have a desert sage here from Mexico, and I also anointed myself with mountain sage from Peru, the essential oil. So we are going to connect with the frequency of sage in this transmission. Sage, also known as salvia, has really shown me in my work that it is a throat and a third eye activator, an ally. So it really helps us to anchor deeper into our truth, deeper into our, our inner sight, and also our clairvoyance. Again, that discerning factor of knowing how to receive information, even in the mind, even, in the third eye, as visions, as words, as guidance, but then purifying it with sage allows us, again, to discern what's for me, what words, what guidance, what frequencies are actually from me to me, and which ones are intrusions. Which of these voices or frequencies or visions are not for me. They're not from me. They're not in my highest alignment. They're actually programs. So we're going to get into this today. I would like to start by asking you to grab a cup of cacao if you feel it aligns. We are working with the Rosa Dracaina recipe. I have drank mine already, and I feel extremely cozy in my vibration. I feel extremely empowered in my throat, in my voice, in my vibration. That is exactly what the recipe of the Rosa Dracaina, combined with calling in our lion, calling in our lioness, our fire ally of beautiful goddess Sekhmet, that's what it can create for us. That's what it is helping us remember. That our frequency matters, that our truth and authentic beingness, our truthful, authentic essence is more than enough, beloveds. It is more than enough to vibrate from that place. And for some of us, it has taken its time. Again, it's divine timing to get to a place where we believe we are worthy of being in our frequency, in our authenticity, speaking our truth, communicating what we need to communicate, and also not communicating, not engaging when we do not need to, or when the spaces and the audience is not worthy of that energy, of that effort, again, of our frequency. And some of us have really, again, had our journey with, and we're maybe some of us still in the journey of exploring our worth, of exploring how to really open our throat chakra, how to really use this for the highest good of all, not just for us, not just for enacting our divine will and our divine presence, and again, our frequency, what we vibrate as. Our throat chakra is one of 2 places on the body that vibrates and creates sound. Throat and sacral, are 2, you could say, our 2 orgasm places that again actually vibrate and create those waves out in the world. These 2 places are intimately connected as well: throat and sacral, throat and womb, throat and yoni. And so when actually we start to address the dominance program, when we start to shed light on which beings and which people throughout our life have had this dynamic with us, have perhaps implanted us with the dominance program, or you could say programmed us with stories of, I get to be dominant over you and you have to take it. I get to be up here and you get to be down below me. And this is something that literally happens, unfortunately, almost from birth, because we have parents, for the most part, if they are not fully conscious, not fully in the balance of their power, in the balance of their masculine and feminine, and again, if they have their own traumas, perhaps they don't know how to raise children without having that dominance program running in the background, and again being transmitted to you. You do what I say because I'm the adult, I am older, you are younger, you are the child. Then we get it in school. I am the teacher, you are the lowly student, so you do what I say. The dominance program goes on and on and on. And again, unfortunately, it's nearly in everything. It's just found its way almost into every aspect of this human reality. I'm the boss. You're the one that just gets the paycheck. You're the little plebeian down there at the bottom of my corporation. The dominance program doesn't serve this planet anymore. The dominance program is based on a lie. And this is coming from Sekhmet. The dominance program is outdated and I am going to devour it. I'm going to devour it, and you are going to devour it through your belly, through your awareness that it doesn't get to live here anymore, through your intention, that it doesn't get to play out in your life, in your reality, in your day-to-day, in your moment-to-moment, in your thought-to-thought reality. And so let's get into what the dominance program can look like just a little bit deeper, because this is really going to bring up things that then you can transmute, alchemize, let go of, put to rest. You are about to create the space. You are about to digest ancient trauma related to the dominance program. We're going to do this together. All right, so the dominance program is connected to power struggles, hierarchies of power, ego, and has a lot to do with trauma, has a lot to do with certain beings and certain people not doing their work, not doing their soul work and their spiritual work, and therefore they gain a lot of their energy from putting other people down. They gain a lot of their power and also their energy, like food. They're like, I want to say light, but it's, you have the light, and then when they suck it out, they just transform it to whatever they need. It doesn't necessarily stay as light. It's just fuel for them. It's fuel. They feed off of your energy. They feed off of your light. They feed off of your purity. And it's almost like their hunger is never actually satiated. It is never going to be enough. It's going to be you and I don't know how many other people that they need to feed from, dominate, perpetually keep the system going. And interestingly enough, it might even have to do with the fact that they are being fed off of from other beings in other places, dimensions, spaces that are not necessarily here in our earth reality. This is where parasites, this is where lower astral beings, so beings that you might encounter a lot in the dream states, in the dream realms, in medicine journeys when your DMT is activated and things get really dark. Some people say, oh, that's just the darkness that you are, that's the darkness that you carry, and then you get to see it and you do your shadow work, and in some cases that is the case, and in some cases that is not the case, because you are so bright, because you are a light, because you are a star seed, because you are a dragon. You counter, you are the polar opposite of the darkest of the dark, and so you are doing that dance. Somehow they feel they need to go head to head with you. As the wind picks up here outside, go head to head with you, take the light that they can in the realms that they can, so that you are exhausted here on earth, so that you're not enacting your divine purpose through your divine will, through that lion aspect, through your solar plexus of like, I'm going to act, going to actually contribute, I'm going to shine my light and do something worthy of humanity, worthy of Gaia, and worthy of myself. Within the dominance program, those that are dominating and receiving energy from you, literally living off of you, whether financially, whether emotionally, again, whether energetically, they feed from you and many other people. One of the main goals that they have is to hinder you from recognizing your inner light, your true authentic power, your purity, your encoding, like the fact that you're special, the fact that you vibrate at a specific frequency that this planet has never seen before. That Gaia called you here and you answered the call and you showed up to vibrate at that frequency with your other dragon brothers and sisters and your other feline and lyran lionesses as well. So they will really try to hinder you from remembering who you are, from remembering your power, from remembering that it's okay to be authentically you, different from other people, unique, like a unicorn, just the way God made you, just the way you decided to come down here. They'll steer you away from themes of freedom. They'll try to trick you into thinking you will never be free, that this world won't allow it. You can't be free. You can't be rich, abundant, heart-centered being. They'll try to make you feel very weak, very vulnerable. They'll really, really highlight those things about you, like, oh, you poor thing, you've had trauma. Like, oh, poor baby. Oh, you need to just keep doing soul work forever and just keep paying me and be a part of everything that I do because I will help you along, you poor little weakling. And even if it's not somebody, that is dominating you from a position of, you paying like a guru or an instructor, a teacher, a coach, any of those things, if it's not that, it can literally be anybody. It can be your boss. It can be a mother figure, a father figure, a matriarch, a grandmother, a friend, a beloved, unfortunately. Any of these people can show up working with the dominance program. They can show up in your life as a very, very challenging aspect, a very, very challenging relationship that in the end, for us, will catalyze us into heights and realms of our power that perhaps you can't even imagine yet. They will catalyze us into the stars and back. And I know this from experience, and I know this in my bones. And Sekhmet also wants you to know, to really, really see if you can feel in your body where this is true. Is this true for you? That even the most difficult, the most challenging, these adversaries, the people that plugged into you, that sucked you dry, sucked your joy, sucked your bliss. Maybe you thought they took all the good years of your life when you were young. Again, and innocent and beautiful, and you might think, man, that lover, he took it all. Like, he took something from me and I've never recovered. Or if it's a parent, man, they took something. They took my innocence. They took my confidence, even when I had glimmers of it and was starting to feel it when I was that little child. They just sucked it and they said, go into the real world, do a job, buy a house. I don't know. Follow the system. Giving you examples, there might be also other examples that are naturally arising in you, but feel in your body. Where is the truth in your body that says, no, they don't get to stay plugged into me. They don't get to take energy from me, life force. They do not get to take my life force so that they can get bigger, so that their ego can inflate that much more, and so that they can stay on top and I can stay that poor weakling on the bottom, feeling like I need them. Because it does create, the dominance program creates this dynamic of attachment. We feel attached to them. We feel like we need them. We can't do life without them. We can't make a decision without them. We can't listen to our intuition without checking to see if they validate our intuition, our truth, our knowing. that attachment, like a parasitical relationship, like a bug inside of your, intestines, that also is an attachment and takes away your life force, makes you weak, gives you, stomach pains and issues in your body. These are all just reflections. These are all just, it's like the micro to the macro. So there may be someone in your life or several people in your life that have this dominance program attachment to you. And things that might help you realize this, might start thinking about these people. Are they very materialistic? Do they really, really love or obsess over their possessions? And at the same time, are they also very possessed with their identity, in love with their identity, their titles, their names that they give themselves? Are they very, very attached, connected to that identity, and to you seeing them again on a pedestal with those identities and titles? Ideologies, are they attached to ideologies? Are they attached to the isms, the isms? I am attached to veganism. I am attached to environmentalism. I am attached to, political sciencism. I am attached to Buddhism. Any ism. Are they so attached to that they are close-minded? And again, that they kind of only have this lens for one truth and dismiss all of the other possibilities, all of the other truths, all of the other isms, all of the other ways to be here experiencing life. That might be a sign that they are, full of attachments and that they work with the dominance program. Are they obsessed with outcomes and results? So again, could be accolades, it could be just the next thing and the next thing. They're like always hungry for more, and the next experience and the next ayahuasca journey and the next retreat and the next Kundalini awakening, and it's all about outcomes. They're hardly ever present. And they're also always pushing you for your outcomes, like hurry up and hurry up and do the next healing and the next one and the next one and the next one. And again, they want you to always feel perpetually unhealed. But at the same time, they want results, join my next course, so complete the first one, and so on and so forth. I did mention like a closed-mindedness, so not being open-minded, not being open-hearted. Maybe talking over you all the time, because again, it is about, I'm the one that gets to be heard. I'm the one that is the authority figure. I'm up here. So there might be a sense of like closed-mindedness that goes hand in hand with them. They don't like new ideas. They don't like the many truths, the many perspectives. They don't like people challenging them for wherever they are in their journey. A sense of judgment, like they are judgmental, not only against you or others or the world, even against themselves. Like everything is just, nearly everything has this tone of judgment. Everything is wrong. Everybody else is too something. Too much, too human, too etheric, too successful, not successful enough. Judgment, judgment, judgment. So energies of obsessiveness, like they constantly want to be around you, again, because then they have access to your energy, like up close and personal, sucking the life force, domineering and controlling, right? So they make the decisions, they decide, they talk over you, they have that frequency going, and you feel like your throat's closing up, like you can't speak, you can't communicate, you can't share your truth, you can't question, you can't quit whatever, course you're doing with them, or you can't remove them from your life and your reality without being fearful that they're going to come back and have something else to say and try to bring you back in. Because there is this level of they want to control all outcomes. They want to control you. If you get away, they want to bring you back. They are attached. And you might start to have those little inclinations of, I need to detach. I need to get away. I need to be alone. I need to detox. I need to reset. Something's not right. And the last one I will mention is narcissism. That kind of goes hand in hand with almost everything I've already said. But there is a really, really dark tone of narcissism. They care mostly about themselves. They work mostly from an egoic standpoint, frequency, and they put themselves above everybody, but it's not that that's inherently wrong. I'm just going to let you feel into that one because I don't really have anything particular coming in, but there is a strong streak, frequency, undertone of narcissism with these people working with the dominance program that we encounter that may attach to us at different times in our life. So how do we get out of the dominance program? How do we liberate ourselves? How do we remove their frequency, their stories, their programming? How do we remove them? Like actually physically remove them from our life, remove their energy as well. How do we complete the cycle with them? Being in a place of detachment, being in a neutral, loving frequency of detachment, where we understand and we accept and we surrender to the highest, to the Father, to the Mother, to divinity, to God's source, to our life's path, to our dragon, to our lion. That is how we end and complete the dominance programs. It involves strength, it involves courage, bravery, it involves standing up for ourselves. It involves making decisions, taking actions that again, remove us, remove them, detach, unplug, unplug from the matrix, like take the plug out of your head. You have the power to do that. Take the plugs if they've put multiple plugs in you. Or if multiple different people have been plugging into you because you just have that much light and life force. And over time, being on this healing journey has created scenarios where you thought you had to be there for everyone. There is an energy, there is an invitation of fluidity, of water, of washing yourself, purifying yourself clean of these timelines and situations and cycles. And it involves you fully trusting, fully diving into your divine nature, remembering, being open-minded, being open-hearted from your dragon heart, that you are on the path and that you are on your way to rising out of any challenge, to rising out of any darkness, and again, to being catapulted into a beautiful, beautiful, destined time in your life. Timeline. So that was quite a transmission. So maybe just take a moment here to put your hand on your heart and just breathe a little bit with me. And I'm actually gonna bring in the oil of sage again. And I'm going to offer some frequencies with my intention that the sage reaches you. This is beautiful mountain sage from Peru. Very, very supportive and loving, and again helps us with clarity, helps us get clarity. Maybe right now with your hands on your heart, or maybe one on your throat and one on your heart. That feels good. Take a moment to feel into these themes of dominance and see if there are people that come to mind and heart that perhaps you are ready to liberate yourself from. Perhaps that you are ready to remove from your life. You know it's done. You know you're brave enough. You understand that cycle is done. You get to choose. You get to decide that it's done. You get to break free. You're not running anywhere. You are standing in your divine right. You are standing in your dragon frequency, in your Rosa Dracaina frequency. You think the dragon needs to run? Whatever you decide, whatever you choose, you are in your right. You're in your divine right. Remove these people. Remove these gurus. Remove these, people that think they're high and mighty, think that they own you. People that put you down. People that want to keep you in a victim mentality, that want to keep you in a victim frequency, in a trauma, like an endless loop of trauma. You're not that. That's not your life's path. Receive these codes. Receive the clarity from the sage, the essence, the spirit of this plan. Receive the clarity in your third eye, in your ear chakras, in your throat, in your high heart, in your heart. You know who is ready to be removed. You know which cycles do not get to continue in your life anymore. You also acknowledge that maybe you set this up for yourself. Maybe you're that advanced of a being that you really, really gave yourself some challenges in this life. Maybe there was abuse. Maybe there's still abuse in your reality. It doesn't have to be only physical, verbal, emotional. On every level, the dominance program is connected to abuse as well. And sometimes it's so subtle. And that's why it takes its time for us to realize. It takes its time to come up to the surface, to be seen, to be felt. You are free. Sekhmet says, drop your hands to your belly and remember this power that you are, this power that you came here with to wield in service to all, not in service to your ego, not in service to somebody else's ego, in service to all. Perhaps you take a few deep breaths in through your nose and out through your mouth here, just really focusing on the out breath being a release, a letting go, blowing into the wind, blowing these timelines, these relationships, these beings, blowing them into the wind and letting them go, letting them be transformed and alchemized by Gaia and by Shekinah, letting the winds and also the sands of the desert, the sands where Sekhmet roams, the deserts of your heart, the deserts of your memories, the deserts of other star systems where you remember timelines as well. Letting the desert winds and the desert sands purify you. Like a vortex, the sand and the wind whips all around you but doesn't touch you. Just creates this vortex all around you, protecting you, empowering you, lighting you up. It's like fire. The sands and the sun above and the wind are all hot. It is like a fire, both from the earth and from the heavens, from above and below, and they meet in your heart. They meet in your lion heart. And they purify you. You have the right to decide what type of life you get to live. How big you are, how loud you are, how quiet you are, how much you give, who you give to, who you don't give to. Remember your I am. Reaffirm with me right now. I am that I am. I am the lioness. I am power. I am dragon, Drakaina. I am worthy. I am fire. I am light. I am space. I am freedom. I am authenticity. And I get to be here as big as I choose to be. I deserve to be here as big as I choose to be. Make no mistake about that. I dissolve the dominance programs. I dissolve all relationships, timelines, tentacles, connections that do not serve my dragon frequency. It is done. It is done. It is done. Take another deep breath. Perhaps spread your arms out, open your chest, put your head back a little bit and just breathe out with your mouth like a dragon would breathe fire. Hot desert breath of fire. It's like your lion has now become a desert dragon. A holy desert dragon. Breathing the holiest fire, breathing you, elevating you into your Rosa Drakaina, in full soul dragon power. Breathe in again through your nose. Open your wingspan. Breathe your fire. Breathe your fire through your throat. Remember who you are. This is your dragon journey. This is your life. And you can take this meditative practice further. This transmission feels complete, beautiful sisters. If you feel to keep rocking and breathing and putting on the playlist perhaps and just keep working with that fire, with the desert winds, please feel free. If you want to keep drinking cacao, another cacao, and come right back and work with this energy. This is your ritual. Make it yours. Devote yourself to this ritual space, to this now moment. You are a powerful dragon. You are Sekhmet. Blessing you so much.